here, and welcome back to the land of the living and yet another WTF Wednesdays. Now, I think from this point on, I'm going to change the name of the WTF Wednesday to Too Bloody Much Stupid, mainly because I want to be able to comment on things as they happen. I don't want to have to wait until Wednesday to make my commentary on life and things of that nature. A couple of things I want to talk about today. The main one being something that a visiting Jehovah's Witness mentioned to one of my clients. If you've watched any of my videos in the past, you know that I work as a home health aide for the MHTD, which is the mentally handicapped or developmental difficulties individuals. Normally, you know, that's not my thing. I don't tell them what to, believe or what's ridiculous or, anything like that. If they want to believe something, that's their business, so long as it doesn't start to negatively affect the other clients or themselves. But in this situation, I couldn't even contain my mockery, really. This member of the Jehovah's Witness temple was telling my client that Lucifer fell from heaven in 1914, and that's what caused World War I. It wasn't the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand and secret alliances between all the countries. No, that's not it. It was the fall of Lucifer from heaven. And then, on top of that, it was at that point that Lucifer decided to go back in time to this book of Genesis and do the whole fall of mankind thing. Now, I mean, that story is ridiculous enough on its own. And then you throw in this Doctor Who fanfic of, like, time travel and is this a view of, I mean, perhaps someone will know, is this a view of, like, the whole church, or is this just him? I couldn't even hold my laughter in. I was sitting there laughing at this nonsense. Time travel. Because there's, evidence of that, right? Somewhere. I don't know. Maybe someone can let me know if that's just this guy, or if it's the whole Jehovah's Witnesses that believe in this time travel stuff. Because if it is, I think we should band together and make a movie with David Tennant as Lucifer, with time travel and the TARDIS and all that fun stuff. 1914 caused. Okay, so in other news, Iowa, and because we here in America loves us our guns, Iowa is now handing out concealed carry permits, which, I mean, that's fine, I guess, but the main problem with these concealed carry permits is they're giving them to blind people. Yes, I'm all for owning a gun. I probably would myself if I could trust myself with it. But if you can't see what you're aiming at, you don't need a projectile weapon. I'm all for wanting to defend yourself, but you don't need a projectile if you can't see. I don't know, like pepper spray maybe? A knife something, not a firearm, because you can't see what you're shooting at. You miss because you can't see. You hit bystanders. It's. I mean, I realize that's kind of a slippery slope sort of deal there, but I mean, I could see that kind of thing happening, and we just need to. I don't. It's if you can't see what you're shooting at, you don't really need a gun. I I don't know. It's just kind of my opinion. Uh, and so that is what is going on this week. Well, at least currently, I mean, there's other things going on, but I've been told I can't talk about them because I'm not allowed to have an opinion on police brutality because of my skin tone. Uh, so I'm gonna not talk about that. I'm not gonna talk about how police brutality uh, is a bunch of assholes that think they're demigods because it's a system that answers only to itself, and because they kill people for sometimes for no reason, and then they get a paid vacation for that. I'm not allowed to talk about that because I can't be against police brutality, and white as well. And I know I'm probably going to catch flack for saying that, but yeah, you know what? I am against police brutality. I think it's bullshit. The police need to be held to a higher standard than everyone else because they're supposed to be the example. They're supposed to be what everyone looks towards to aspire to be lawful and all of this stuff. And they're what was it recently? I think it was Georgia. In Georgia, a guy was arrested for sagging his pants. I think it was like he was in an argument with his girlfriend at a gas station, and the attendant called the police, and then by the time the police got there, the argument had ended. But because he was sagging his pants, and because they had recently made a law in that city or in that county about like anti-sagging laws or some nonsense like that, because apparently to serve and protect means fashion policing as well. They arrested him, and there's video of this guy being tased to death and left for dead, and they leave him without any sort of medical attention, and he's obviously he goes into a weird like position and stays in the same position for 9 minutes. They don't send anyone to check on him, and when someone finally does, when someone finally does go in to check on him, they don't, test for a pulse or anything. This big fat dude comes in and kicks his foot. And he's laying there all not moving, been dead for probably 9 minutes, and dude comes in and just kicks his foot, and I was just like, well, I mean, all of those police officers need to be brought up on charges, but they won't. They won't. I know they won't. They'll all get administrative leave, which means paid vacation. And that's cool. Because he sagged his pants. Now, I mean, but I'm not allowed to have an opinion on that. I'm not allowed to mention that. That I think that the police being their own gods is ridiculous, and that they need to be put in check, basically. I can't mention that. I can't talk about that. So I'm gonna avoid that subject. Because I have to, out of necessity, because I don't want to seem like a bitch. I don't want to be an asshole. that points out the obvious, that the system is fucked up. The whole system is fucked up. And the more we put race or compartmentalize things into it, the more power we give the people that are oppressing. We're not taking power away from them by compartmentalizing. We and you know, like when I come on here and when I talk about equality, I'm apparently not talking about equality. When I say equality, I mean something that's not equality. I don't think I I don't know. I don't like being accused of things that I'm not guilty of. Uh, and it's just like I'm being told I can't have an opinion, so I don't have that opinion on that. And that is the WTF Wednesday. Furthermore, here on in known as Too Bloody Much Stupid, where I'm just going to point out ridiculous things in the world that I notice and that need brought forward. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and pop that like button for me. Would you kindly subscribe? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I know, well, I'm fairly certain I'm going to get some hate for this, but, you know, whatevs. I'm not popular enough at this point to be greatly bothered by it. To be greatly bothered by people not liking me. I'm kind of used to that by now. I've been on the outside of everything my entire life, so if you don't like me, that's fine. If you don't like my opinion, that's fine too. There are plenty of other people spouting opinions. Alright, well. Thanks. Alright. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you all on the flip side.